Welcome to another program of Unlock Your Potential. I am Christina Swan Awaga, your host for today's program. We would like to thank you for continuing to view our program. TAMCC Community College, in collaboration with GIS, continue to produce this program so that you can get information on TAMCC. We are asking you to follow our programs on Mondays, 5:30 p.m., and repeat on Saturdays at 2 p.m. That is on Facebook or Channel 12 and 22. We want to encourage you to send us your feedback via TAMCC Facebook page, or you can send us an email on communications@tamcc.edu.gd. In today's program, we are going to talk about TAMCC's administration. Therefore, we have with us a very, very special guest. She is the registrar at TAMCC, and that is no other than Mrs. Marva Bowen-Neptune. Welcome, Mrs. Neptune.
Thank you very much.
And we are happy to have you on our program today because we are talking about several different departments at TAMCC. Hence, we would like you to share with us your portfolio, because we understand that you have a very huge portfolio at TAMCC, and so we would like you to share your role with us.
All right, so good morning and thank you for having me on. It's good to talk about the college. In fact, although we are the only locally homegrown tertiary institution on the island, a lot of people don't know much about us, and this program is helping us to share TAMCC so that people at least know what we do at the college, how we are helping with national development, how we are building young people. In terms of the role of the registrar is basically responsible for the day-to-day operations of the college. As a matter of fact, the registrar is responsible for the administration of the college. And as such, we are responsible for admissions, so we deal with the students from the point of entry, from the time they consider attending TAMCC and for applying, and so we're responsible for that. We're responsible for your examinations. After you get in, you have to write exam. The registrar's office is responsible for supervising the examination process. We're responsible now for your records, and that is something that is permanent and would remain with us throughout the life of the student and when the student leaves. So we're responsible for your records. When you want a transcript, you want course outlines, you come to the records department for that. We're responsible for human resource development. You want to apply to the college, the registrar's office supervise that process. We also responsible for the corporate communication, getting information out, and this is something that we've been trying to do. This is our new trust. This is something that we've been charged, mandated to do, so we are pushing on with that so that the public will know what we do at the college, and to boost our corporate communications department for audiovisual. And that's where we do things like take out your ID. If the lecturers need support in terms of showing a video or anything like that, that department is responsible for that. If you need mic set up, you come to us and we set that up. And we also have reprographics, which is basically supplying the various departments with printout for examination, or just if you have anything to print. If you have a book, once you have the permission to print, you can come to us and we can get that done for you. And we're responsible also, it's not a department, but it's something that we are responsible for, graduation. We take you from where you are to where you want to go, and so we also responsible for making sure that all students um, are ready for graduation. So we handle that process on the registrar's office. We do a lot of other things as well, but these are the main things that we do so that you get an understanding of what to do if you want to, or who to go to if you want to come to the college, if you want to apply to college.
So, viewers, won't you agree that that is a very huge portfolio? Therefore, we do believe that your department would have been affected hugely during the impasse of COVID-19. Can you please share with us your successes and also your challenges as a result of COVID-19?
All right, I'm not sure which one to do first, but we had both, of course. The challenges I think that I want to highlight is the fact that in terms of administration, on the college as a whole, we had challenges, but in terms of administration, because we have some processes that are still manual and we're working together maybe with corporate Grenada to see how we can improve, we weren't able to provide the service that we would normally provide on a day-to-day basis. Some of the things that are but that the public requested or students requested, former students, and so we weren't able to provide it in a timely manner. And why? Because we are still partly manual, and that is because in terms of transcript, our student management system is not really fully technical or virtual, so that you can just pull things and provide that service. You must be at the campus, and with the COVID-19, of course, we weren't able to do that. We weren't able to be there physically to help the public, and for that we apologize. We are really trying to improve on that, but I think that's one of the main ways. Another way, I think, in it, COVID-19 happened just at the point when we were getting our students, well, not our prospective students. We consider them our students because thankfully, most of the time, students leaving the high schools come to us. We have a small percentage, of course, that do not come because they probably did not get their subjects. Some go to other institutions, but for the most part, we get the lion's share. And when they were about to apply to the college, we found ourselves in a situation where our application was not automated in such a way that it could just easily apply online and pay online. But I could relate a success to that in that working with corporate communications and the IT department, we were able to activate that process and have students apply online. To some extent, we had them paying online as well through the bank. Well, I wouldn't say online, but they were able to pay through the bank to our account. But then we got some challenges with that, and then we had to revert to other means of them paying to come in. So before COVID, that was just going to be a simple process. The students get the application, they fill it out, come in, drop in, pay, and we get that going. But COVID, we realized that there are some things that we really need to address. And in fact, we are in the process of addressing it so that if something like that should happen, it should be a very easy and seamless process for anybody wanting to apply to college. They can just go online, apply, pay online. That, as we speak, we are working on. So that was some, in terms of admissions, we had a challenge. If I go to exams, as I said, one of the departments under the registrar's office exams, we were trying for a number of years to have online courses, and with that we would develop the quality assurances for online exams. Although we had a blended approach, some lecturers do offer some of the programs online, but in a blended manner, mean the students would do some face-to-face and then they would do some online, but it is not very structured. So especially our IT lecturers who like technology, they would do that. But what happened is that we did not develop all the quality assurance standards to deliver exams. And so although we had some snippets of it online, we also had to quickly develop these standards. We also had to use continuous assessment, because we want to make sure that even if we deliver a course online, we don't just give a student an exam without evaluating the quality assurance standards of having these exams online. And that is something that is very, very critical, because at the end of the day, you do not want to challenge or issues developing in terms of administering exam, which is key to finalizing students for the associate degree. So that one was a bit of a challenge. We were able to get over that. We had workers who basically had to operate, including myself, had to operate at home. And so we had to review our VPN access, and the IT department was very instrumental in getting most of our workers, not all, but most of them, to set up at home, so that they would be able to access their files and all of that, to be able to work at home. Students, we had some challenges there as well. Some of them, the Wi-Fi access for some of them, that was an issue. We had also some of them, they had no devices, and we still now trying, now that we're open, and now that the country is open, and now that the buses are up and running, we want the students now, when they come in, to come in now and do their resits and make up exams, so they're not disenfranchised. They're also able to get their grades and be able to probably meet, in terms of the year 2 graduation requirements, so that they can get to the next level. So we still do have little areas gray areas that we are working on, and we're asking the public to bear with us. But this is new for everybody, and we, as everybody else, we are trying to see how we can move on in a smooth and fluid manner without too much disruption to the students and the education process.
A lot, and it gives us an idea as to what really happens at TAMCC. But considering that most of the processes were paper processes prior to COVID, now that things are kind of on a low, how will you say your staff are they ready, prepared to deal with the technology now, since that we're no longer going to have a new normal? And in the event that maybe we have a second impasse of COVID or anything else, will TAMCC be able to keep up with the technology and to provide the quality education, as you mentioned earlier, in terms of the quality assurance and standards, etc., to ensure that TAMCC doesn't have that break again?
I wouldn't say we are fully ready. I would say we are ready to an extent. We are challenged with the new normal, and that has made us relook some of the way we do things. We have to have a lot of training. We have to get a lot of money to even provide devices for some of the workers that don't have. This is something we have to examine and look at. We have to look at a new student management system. So if anybody out there is listening and can help us with that, that is very, very expensive. And for years we're trying to purchase one. We have one, but I said it is partly manual. We can't do all the things that we have to do, and the public get frustrated with us because we can't give them a transcript. Boom. And you know, it's unfortunate. Our lone tertiary institution, we're not able to do that. And can it be done? Yes. At the click of a button, you can get a transcript, but we can't do that. If we don't have that, we may find ourselves in the same situation. And so right now, through our resource mobilization department, we are trying to see if we can procure or purchase one. And that is no little bit of money, and already this is a cash-strapped institution. So that is going to be something that would challenge us a bit. As we speak, we are now looking at Moodle, and Moodle is the learning platform that we use. It's an extremely versatile one platform. We get that up, so it's fine, but we need to upgrade Moodle. We need to train students in the use of Moodle and lecturers. So that too, in terms of technology, once we get that up and running, and that's a main platform we're using. We have a online and distance coordinator. She would be very busy training our lecturers, training our students, making sure that they're ready. If something like that, even now, you would find that you'd have students may not be able to come on campus in the way they used to. We would have to use a blended approach where you have a rotation system where some of our courses might be offered online and some face-to-face. So we have to do that training, and that training is extremely critical. And we, in the student management system, we have to be properly trained to use it in case we work in remotely. We have the VPN access as well. That is a little, in accessing your file and operating, that is not too complicated, but I think the main thing for us is our examination process, our course delivery. How do we deliver online? Fully online, because we may not be able to do blended, and that is speaking, or if we do have a situation like we have now we're able to come out. If we can't, what we send back and we're not able to function. So we have to move with alacrity and speed in ensuring that our students are ready, that our lecturers are ready, and that we on the administrative end, we are ready. And that takes money. If you don't have devices, how do you deliver it? If TAMCC can give you a device, yours break down, you use your phone. That's a discussion we actually we have to have, and we are having, to make sure that we are ready, and that's a wake up for us also. It's very possible, but we need money to be able to move forward. Yeah.
Great. Now, considering all of those technological areas that you mentioned that TAMCC is looking to embark on as a result of, figuring out that, we have to do things now differently, and most of the programs may have to be delivered, whether both blended or online. We are also looking at a time frame, and we noticed that the secondary schools, they are looking at coming up with strategies in how maybe they may do students coming in on rotation, whatever decision that they have made. But we at TAMCC usually open on August, in August actually, and we are here in August. How ready will you say TAMCC is at the moment in terms of approaching a new start of an academic year?
Well, I mean, as I said before, the public we're appealing to the public to be patient with us. I know I'm getting lots of calls, and that is rightfully so. They want to know, they want to start. For the year ones moving to year two, it was tough for them because they get off at a point where they were just about to finish the second 9 week. That would have, not the second 9 week, the second semester. We are through the third 9 week. That's a final semester for if you're doing the Cape. And then the 15 weeks, that was going to end in April. And the second years, they were about to, graduate in July. So we have that bunch of students. I don't know if bunch is a good word, but we have that group. I'll just use group of students that we need to deal with. We also have to deal with the year ones move into year twos and look at what would be our second years. what the deans and so have been doing, they have been discussing how to accommodate the year ones. We have gone in and look at our classrooms if we have to do the distancing. Imagine you have a classroom that caters for 30, 40 students. You may have to have less than half. And so I said before what we are considering and what would happen if we are asked to observe the protocols of the WHO and the government of Grenada. We have to have the students coming in on a rotation. So not all the students in COM or the one class would be able to come into COM 101. You would have to have perhaps a small group, maybe tape record that group, have another group come in, play that other group to another group, and we have different sections. This is not no easy task.